Buenos dias, clase. O buenas tardes. I don't know what time you're going to be watching this. ¿Quién le falta? Todos. Qué triste. Here we go, guys. Another week of online teaching. Que bueno. Very proud of you guys. You're doing this. This has not been easy on the teachers, and it hasn't been easy on the students, and kudos to parents that are also watching this video and trying to help their child along. So this week, we are going to be talking about informal, or the 2 commands only in the affirmative form. The reason we're going to do that is because it's sort of its own creature. Negative commands, when we tell people don't do something in the informal, is actually conjugated a different way, as well as formal commands. So we're just going to zero in on one type of commands. I debated about diving into this because it can be a little tricky, but then I felt badly after talking to a parent and their child wants to continue on with Spanish, but due to Math Academy, they can't take my class next year. So I thought, wow, I'm doing that student and other students a disservice by not at least introducing them to these topics that would have been covered in Spanish 2 that they will need going forward. So here we are, all right? So like I said, informal commands, the 2 form. For this week, due Friday, you're going to have 2 practice sheets to do for me as your classwork. One of them deals with the regular commands, and the other one deals with the irregular commands. Don't forget to do your vocabulary check-in. Now, because this would have been the next step going forward with Spanish 2, you're going to see that the vocabulary is from the next chapter, from chapter 9. That chapter vocabulary is available to you not only on Quizlet, but also on my website. So if you're getting hung up on the vocabulary, know that you have access to it. It deals with cars and driving and transportation, so very useful vocabulary to actually spend some time with, especially if you're looking to travel. All right. Also, the YouTube video for informal commands is actually going to be made after we're done doing this update video. So it will be on my website once we get everything together this afternoon. Kudos to my son for all his hard work backing me up with all the technology and filming and editing and all that stuff. And then I do want to show you the Quizlet, remind you that that's available for you, and show you how to get to my account. It has a practice section that I put together this week for the informal commands. So that way you can actually click through, practice, and again, looking ahead to my students that want to go on in Spanish, I want to encourage you. All right. Let's move over to the website, show you some changes, show you where to find material. So here we go. Okay, class A, you should be very, very familiar at this point with ClyneSpanish.com. You're in my preview mode because I wasn't ready to drop things onto my actual website yet until I have all the videos together. But I wanted to show you where stuff is so far. So that's why this is here, and you may not recognize it when you go to the page. So again, I have your schedule up here. Remember, my links that I send you for your Zoom classes are live from 9 o'clock until 2:30 in the afternoon. The reason being, I like to keep the link open so I'm not coming in, going all day, and I'm available should someone have a question. You are only to attend during your class periods, but if you have a question, feel free to jump in on the break any of the days in order to ask your question. All right, let me scroll down here just a second. Okay, once again, a reminder for the end of year project. I went over this last week, but some of you, I think, were stressed and didn't quite capture it. The Google Classroom, this Google Classroom was created specifically for the end of year project. All right. So that is where that work all needs to get turned in. The script, the video, if you're choosing to do the video, all depends on how many homework passes you have. And then that's the class code that you're going to need to get into that Google Classroom. All right. The rubric from the original assignment that needed to be turned in has been replaced by this paper that you'll submit that tells me how many homework passes you have, who you're working with, and what topic you're doing. So very important. Every single person is turning this in, unlike before where it was one rubric per group. So now, because we have all been scattered to the wind with this crazy COVID, I do need everyone to check in. Okay, let's head over to the next page. This page should also look familiar to you. So on the YouTube video page, the stuff up top is your concepts, and this will be a permanent part of my page. But as you scroll down, you will see that I have created sections for this online teaching time. But I have slid up the concept videos up top. So if by chance you're looking for different things, you might need to look up top. Here are the videos that will be here for this coming week. So you'll have this game plan video as well as your video for the informal commands. Now I'm on the classwork and practice material link on my web page. So again, I have maintained things by week. So if by chance you missed something, I had them open this week so you could go in and do your work. Right now things are locked so I can catch up. But if you do need something unlocked, let me know. Your assignments for the week of April 20th through the 24th are already here. So you have a vocabulary check-in form, a workbook assignment that deals with regular affirmative commands, and a workbook assignment that deals with irregular affirmative commands. Just like before, I have the Zoom links set on these buttons. All you have to do is click on them and you can get to class. I will also put this on your Neo, so you have it in two places. And in some cases, I'm also able to reach some of you by email as well as your parents. So lots of places that your Zoom links do appear to help you out. Now let me show you where you can get even a little bit more help beyond the instructional video. I'm back on my home page. I've scrolled down. And something you should be familiar with, students, is remember those Quizlet links that I had there for you? Well, Spanish 2, here's your Quizlet link. It'll take you right to my page. I strongly recommend that you go through my home page to get to Quizlet. Quizlet has changed a lot of its information and accessibility. In some points, you could run into things that are actually charging you now in Quizlet, which is something new. So please, please go to Quizlet through my actual link here, and it will take you to all my material, which I keep free. Okay, so here we go. We're on the home page, and we're going to click over to the Quizlet. So parents, you may or may not be familiar with how Quizlet works. So I wanted to make sure that you also had an opportunity to see this. So this is my official page. And notice it's your Spanish 2. The informal commands, affirmative only, are right there. So if you click on them, it will give you flashcards to practice. But I also wanted to show you the other tenses that we've done, as well as all the vocabulary is also here. On the conditional tense, we'll be coming to that later. But first, here's our informal commands. So if you click on that, it now takes you to flashcards. So you can flip through them. There are games you can do. You can reverse the order, change up the order. So parents, I want you to know there is practice available outside of just the workbook practice. So I hope this helps, and then we're going to get the YouTube video together now for informal commands, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you in class this week. Take care. Adios.